Now, we are going to be well entertained. I've heard. Mary Boogra, will you please come up and play the ukulele for us?
All right. I thought this week maybe I would get George Sackman to tune my ukulele because he plays it well, you know. But then I thought I would just stick to my regular routine. I use the routine of my dog has fleas. My dog has fleas. Well, tonight, in honor of our little community here, Friend's House, I'd like to play my ukulele, and I'd like to sing for you a song that you're all familiar with. It's a lovely old song, Home, Home on the Range. Oh, give me a home where the buffalo roam and the deer and the antelope I don't really play the ukulele. Where seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day. I've had a love of music ever since the 1930s. I can remember there in the 1930s, I was growing up on the Iowa farm, there in Iowa, and we had a ritual. We performed it every day. What we would do, we would put our lips together and tilt our head back just a little bit. And then we would go, "Soy! Soy!" Let it roll out. Soy! It was right then that I knew that I had my calling. And I really intended to make it my career. But you know how it was. The decades just went by. The 40s, the 50s, you know, the 60s, the 1970s. I just didn't get around to it. In fact, it wasn't until I came here to Friend's House 3 years ago that I bought my ukulele and became serious about my music. I guess you would call me a late bloomer. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. You know, this time of year, Christmas time, as the year ends, I like to reminisce a little bit. I like to think back to the past year. Now, the past year wasn't all that eventful for me, but what did happen, one thing that happened was that my hearing deteriorated. I got the hearing aids, I got them on, but sometimes I'd still, be talking to somebody and I'd see his or her lips moving and the person was looking right at me, but I didn't have the slightest idea what the person was saying. But I figured out what to do. It's very simple, very simple. It only involves 2 or 3 words. What I do is, first of all, I get an intelligent look on my face. And then what I do, one word I like is really. 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 Another word that fits any occasion is well. Well. Their lips are still moving. Now, I can always fall back on O. It's really good. Oh. It works. It just works great. And the funny thing is, it perplexes me. I can't figure it out. Because I've always known that people sought me out for my opinions. They sought me out for my input. They wanted to know what I thought about the subject, But what's happening, I can't explain it. But what's happened is, there have actually been 2 people that came up to me and said they enjoyed conversations with me better than they ever had. Oh, on the range, where the deer and the antelope play, and seldom is heard. I've always prided myself, as I got older, that I wasn't one of these persons that always is telling the same old story from the past. I just resolved never to do that. I never do that. On the other hand, as I look around this room, I realize there are some of you that weren't here at this Christmas program last year. And you never had the occasion to hear my story about the Playtex Panty Girl. Well, it's very brief, very brief. What happened? It was back in the 1940s, and, I've always tended to be a little plump, and so what I did, I read the Playtex. I heard the Playtex had a new girdle out, and so of course I was interested. And everyone said this girdle is different from something you've never seen before. And in fact, I've never seen it since the 1900s. But you see, what was different about this girdle, the Playtex panty girdle, was made completely of rubber. Completely. And when you looked at it, it looked like a big, strong rubber band. And when you put it on, it felt like a big, strong rubber band. Well, I had one, and there was this social occasion that I wanted to look good. And so I got into that thing. And it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy at all. And I'll tell you, after I got into that thing, I put my dress on and I looked good. I really looked good. I could tell. I could tell that evening that people were admiring me. I so enjoyed the evening. And everything would have been fine. Everything just seemed to go along just fine, except, what happened was I had to use the little girl's room. And there in the bathroom, well, how did I put this? Well, the darn thing rolled on me. Oh, Mother Ray. Where the deer and the antelope play. And I wonder, in honor of our little community, if you just would open your mouths and sing with me the last few lines. Now the next line is, and seldom is heard. Ready? And seldom is heard a discouraging word, and the skies are not cloudy all day.
I suspect we need a brief intermission so that we can use the restrooms. I believe we have our own Garrison Keeler in female form. Delightful. Thank you, Mary.